Find the derivative of y equals the quantity x to the fourth plus x cubed times g of x. Then evaluate y prime of 2, where g of 2 equals 1 and g prime of 2 equals to negative 1. Y here is the product of two functions, one which is known, x to the fourth plus x cubed, and one of which is unknown, g of x. Since it is a product, we can find the derivative using the product rule. The derivative y prime, which can also be called dy dx, is going to be the derivative of the first. Now the first is a sum of two terms. We can take their derivatives separately and add the results. They both follow the power rule. Bring the power down 4, subtract 1 from it 3, plus bring the power down 3, subtract 1 from it 2. Derivative of the first times the second left alone plus the first left alone times the derivative of the second. We will call that g prime of x. There's our derivative y prime, or dy dx. The next thing to do is to evaluate y prime of 2. Y prime of 2 means to plug a 2 in for each of the x's. So we will have 4 times 2 cubed plus 3 times 2 squared times g of 2 plus 2 to the fourth plus 2 cubed times g prime of 2. Y prime of 2 therefore equals to 4 times 2 cubed, 2 times 2 is 4, times another 2 will give us an 8, plus 3 times 2 squared is a 4, all times g of 2, and that's where this information over here will be helpful. G of 2 is a 1, plus 2 to the fourth, 2 times 2, 4, times another 2, 8, times one more 2 is a 16, plus 2 cubed, which is an 8. And then g prime of 2, according to the information over there, is a negative 1. So we have 4 times 8, 32, plus 3 times 4, 12, times a 1, plus 16 plus 8, 24, times a negative 1. And this will give us 32 plus 12, which is 44, times a 1, which will still be a 44, and then 24 times a negative 1, which will be a negative 24. 44 minus 24 gives us 20.